If you ever watched the Shark Tank, then you know who this guy is. Everyone loves him and wants to work with him because, compared to other sharks, this guy has more money than you can imagine. Moreover, having him on the brand can be a big advantage. However, if you take a look at how exactly he made his billions, you will realize that he got pretty lucky. I'm not really a big believer in luck, but when it comes to the Mark Cuban, it's fascinating. That's probably why he said to become a billionaire you have to get lucky, but multimillionaire, no problem. Cuban had an entrepreneur entrepreneurial spirit since of the beginning. He started selling garbage bags at the age of 12 to pay for the pair of the basketball sneakers. Thought disco dancing and ended up the opening his bar back in when he was in university. Uh, None of these, the first real businesses that he started was Micro Solutions after getting fired twice. Micro Solutions was the computer-based company that resold products, software, and were PC consultants. In 7 years, Coupent grew the company to $30 million in the revenue and sold it to the total sum of the $6 million to the computer server, which was a bigger computer company. That was basically all Mark wanted, at least at that time, because he took the money and retired. He bought a lifetime pass on the American Airlines and lived the life of the party boy, traveling to every country he ever could. 5 years later, he probably got bored and wanted to get back in the game. So, together with his friends, they founded AudioNet in 1995. The idea behind it was to broadcast sports events and radio shows on the internet so that everyone could watch them from anywhere in the world. Soon later, they realized they can broadcast anything from the presidential nominations conversations to the Victoria's Secret fashion shows. That's why in 1998 they renamed it to the broadcast.com, which gave the better idea of what the company represents. Companies' names in the first things people noticed, so it is essential to get it right. However, today, when you want to register your domain, it's most probably taken because people start in website every single day all around the world. That is why I use Hover. With over 400 domain extensions, you will most certainly find what you are looking for, especially since they made the process of register a domain so simple that you can do it in a few easy clicks. Anyways, more of that later. Remember, it was all during the period of the dot-com bubble when most of the tech companies were hyped and overpriced. People simply dumped money into every crap that came out, thinking that it's going to become the next multi-billion or dollar company. All you needed to do is to launch a website, do some fancy things, and you would have investors knocking into your door. That was precisely the moment when the broadcast.com went public. The stock prices soared 250% on its first day of the trading, and the company was worth $1 billion, bringing the Cuban's net worth the $300 million. It seems like they hit the lottery, but that was just the beginning. Because of the year later, just before the dot-com bubble burst, and the entire market crashed, when dozens of not hundreds of the internet companies went bankrupt. Yahoo, which was the internet giant at its time as Facebook is today, suddenly decided to acquire broadcast.com for $5.7 billion in the stock. It was the largest single e-commerce transaction increasing Cuban's net worth to $1.7 billion. As Kubernetes himself said, we hit the lottery twice because he realized that wait for the second, it's a bubble, therefore the market is going to crash soon. So he quickly sold his Yahoo shares and diversified his wealth into the many different businesses. And that's specifically when the market went down. And guess what happened to Broadcast.com? Exactly. It went bankrupt and Yahoo shut down in 2002. It's easy to look back and criticize Yahoo for such a bad equation, but the internet was at its initial state and it was taught to predict which companies will serve service. Even things such as the registration domain or the starting a website were pretty tricky. However, today with the Hover, who gladly sponsored this video, you can do it easily in a few minutes. Furthermore, with such a great customer support team, you will never get confused with anything, and the good news is that you get 10% off using link hover.com to this sauce. Make sure you give them a try, that will really help the channel. Thanks for watching, and I you catch in the next one.